Chapter 5. Joy and Sorrow. After dinner, Sena quickly went back to his room. He had plenty of reasons to be tired, and he had to go shopping the next day. Eri was planning to have a banquet all night in Sena's room, but fortunately, this was a GP dormitory, so drinking in rooms with underage boys was prohibited. Even Eri, the president of the academy, couldn't enter Sena's room without special permission. Eri's dissatisfaction was eventually directed towards the others, and everyone but Sena was forced to participate in Eri's banquet. The banquet took place in Kariko's room, and when Sena got up to go to the bathroom at midnight, the light from Kariko's room was still on. The next morning, Sena got up early so he wouldn't cross paths with Kariko and went downstairs. He was going to have breakfast in the cafeteria. He was headed there when... "Where are you going?" "Ugh." Suddenly a voice from his side called to him. He froze up. Not only Amain and Kariko, but also Eri and Hakurin were on the sofa next to Sena. "You're still up." "None of us slept." "Sena, why do you have a lunchbox with you? Where are you going?" I got a call from Kenneth." "Is it because you just got paid, Sena?" Kariko said with a strange tension in her voice. Yeah, that's it. Blow them off. Wouldn't you rather go out with me somewhere?" "The only place you should go is bed, Amain. He should go with me and..." "Sorry, I made a promise. Well then I'll just excuse myself." Sena dashed to the exit between the gap where Amain and Kariko were fighting. The others didn't give chase. He seems to blown both of you off." Jayakiran smiled. "Where is he going?" "He's with NB. Let's use it to watch him." Kariko, "This is no time to be watching him from behind a screen. Let's follow him." "But he's already gone." "That won't stop me. I'm a first-class detective, you know." "Second class and you got demoted." "Shut up. As if I care." "Look, we've got to go quickly or I'll lose sight of him." Amain ran away from Kariko. Kariko pursued. Hakurin looked at Eri with a surprised face. "Oh, Eri-san, aren't you going to follow them?" I trust in Sena. Unlike those girls, I'm an adult." "Why are you hacking into NB's camera while saying that?" Karen looked at the monitor with Sena on it over Eri's shoulder. "I want to watch Amain and Kariko-chan make fools of themselves. Let's make breakfast and then watch them." She turned off the monitor and got up, but looked around the area. "Oh, where's Irma? She must have snuck out." "Oh well, sucks for her." Eri headed for the dining hall. As Eri and Hakurin headed for the dining hall, Irma came down from the elevator. She silently and quickly walked towards the exit. Near the dormitory where Sena was staying was the biggest commercial entertainment district within 1,000 kilometers. It was about a 10-minute trip by train. It was the size of a small city. Sena downloaded a special brochure last night and marked the places he wanted to go, but finding them was harder than he expected. This seems to be the place that NB placed that order," he said, double-checking his location. He went around the corner past a hedge to his destination and stopped. Seriously? It was a lingerie shop. He hadn't been able to tell that from the name of the store. What did he buy from such a place? He went in. "Welcome." Sena headed for the counter quickly where a young lady clerk greeted him gently. I was told I had an item for pickup here." "Yes, please give me your ID so we can confirm it." Sena launched his ID on the counter plate. The received data turned blue. "Yes, for Mr. NB. Please wait here." A plate with a discoid shape that was in front of the counter floated in front of Sena with its inverted face up. Sena sat down at an angle so his face could not be seen by the customers who were there picking out items. Advertisements started to play. "What is that Amain?" There was Amain on the screen, lightly swaying and dancing. She was a little bit younger and thinner than she was now, but it was her. The models who took turns with her were also beautiful women, but Amain had a commanding presence over them. Wow! He forgot the embarrassment of being in the shop and looked at the screen mesmerized. Kariko was watching Sena sitting at the counter from the fitting rooms at the back of the store. Kariko's face was obscured with optically camouflaged sunglasses that made her have a different person's face. "So, what do you think?" Kariko spoke to Amain beside her. "It feels nice," Amain said while looking at the pair of underwear she was trying on. "I'm not talking about the underwear." Kariko gave Amain the sunglasses and pulled Amain's ears violently to turn her towards Sana. Ouch! Pay attention. Oh, come on, you're having fun too. You don't look so bad yourself. Kariko concealed some bright red undergarments she was trying on with both hands to shield Amain's line of sight. Shit, whatever you wear is gonna look good. Must be hard to choose. Amain. Kariko tried to drag her back to watch Sana, but her grasp missed and Amain headed to the fitting room again. Kariko stopped paying attention to her and focused on Sana again. 15 minutes later, the store clerk returned to Sana. Sorry to keep you waiting. However, he didn't notice her voice. Sana was still looking at the ad. The clerk watched Sana with a smile. Did you like it? The clerk asked after it was over. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Here you go. Please come with me. Sana stood up as soon as the clerk said that and handed him the order and passed through a door to a place surrounded by a lattice-windowed partition. You seem to like the video, Sana Yamada. An acquaintance of mine was in it. I was a little surprised. That video was originally for an over-the-counter promotion. It's a special extended version that was not broadcast on TV. It isn't meant for distribution, but I can give it to you if you like since you're a friend of Amain's. Here's the data of all the promotions and commercials data that we have. Please take them. Oh, thank you. Please confirm the items in your order for me. The clerk took out underwear one by one from the box and started showing them to Sana. No way. No way. Sana would never come to such a shop by himself. Well, he's a man. Can you blame him? Amain came up beside Kariko wearing sky blue underwear. Being interested in ladies and their panties and coming to buy them are two different things. Maybe he just wants some to play with. Don't say such stupid things. He could have just asked Jaikirin. I'm sure she would have taken hers off right on the spot if he did. Ha ha ha. Kariko could see that in her head and it angered her. Gah. Kariko turned red. But she soon shook that delusion out of her head. It may be a present for someone. Underwear? Oh! Whatever it's for, I'm having trouble seeing what he's doing from here. Amain and Kariko tried to move over there, but a woman pushed the two back into the fitting rooms. Amain, Kariko-sama. Please do not go out of the changing room dressed in such a matter. Oh, oops, sorry Nanami. Coincidentally, Amain and Kariko were both acquainted with Nanami, the owner of this shop. Amain knew her from her days as a model, Kariko from Minaho. We don't allow indecent exposure in our store. Ha ha ha. Sorry, my bad. By the way, Nanami, what did Sana buy? We don't deal with items other than what you see here. Is that what Sana's buying? Isn't it someone else's order? I can't say for privacy reasons. Ms. Nanami, does Sana-chan come here often? I can't say for privacy reasons, Nanami responded clerically. Sana is a minor, we're his guardians. There is no age restriction to buy underwear. But it's for women. Oh no, Ms. Kariko, there are quite a few men who like to wear it. Nanami said. Kariko and Amain were frozen. Oh! They wondered if that was why he bought it. Check. The clerk said she showed Sana each pair. She was enjoying Sana's reaction, who was bright red. When the last item was confirmed, Sana felt quite mentally fatigued. He wiped the sweat off of his head and sighed. The clerk transferred the item to the place designated by NB. We need your biometric authentication. Please put your palm here. The clerk pointed to the monitor on the table. When Sana put his hands there, the monitor disappeared. The procedure has been completed. Thank you, Mr. Yamada. Please contact us anytime you want more gifts. The clerk smiled and handed a business card to Sana. Sana ran out as soon as he got it. Hey, Kariko. Sana just left. No. Nanami caught the hands of the two as they tried to run after him. Both of you, please change your clothes before you leave. Did you like the items you tried on? Kariko and Amain remembered that they were in their underwear and turned red and jumped back into the fitting room. Within 10 seconds, the two were dressed and came out. Nanami, we will take those outfits. Please send us the bill. Thank you. A pleasure as always. Please be careful. The two took off and Nanami picked up the pairs they left to send to them. Oh, both of them are slightly larger now. I have to update their profiles. Ms. Manager. The clerk who was with Sana called out. She came to see her. How did things go with Mr. Yamada? Good. He was very embarrassed and turned bright red. I hate to give our store a bad reputation, but, well, get the footage of it and send it on over to Cedo for me, please. Right away. Oh, and send a copy to Ringo, Nanami laughed mischievously. Next, Sana reached a baby-shaped building. What is this? A toy store? Sana was relieved. He entered the shop. Hey, he went into that shop. Amain said to Kariko as if surprised. A toy shop? Why are you so surprised? Look up. Kariko looked up. Above the baby were spread legs and fishnets. Clearly it was a sex toy shop. Ah, is that? Yes, it's a toy shop. An adult toy shop. Sana, what is he doing shopping for such things? Calm down. We need to approach him about this in a calm manner. Fine. Kariko took a deep breath to calm herself. But what if Sana is buying something to, eliminate his desires in there? Do you think that's what it is? Look, there are lots of women around Sana, and he's a growing boy. Sana came out of the store again. As he walked away, the lips part of the sign for the store fell off as Kariko and Amain left to follow him. Luckily, it got caught in the tree. Amain and Kariko kept talking without noticing. Why would he be going to such places? Maybe someone put him up to it. But who? I'd bet it's Arisama. I bet it's Jaikirin. Either way, we need to take this cautiously and ask him without jumping to conclusions. They hurried after Sana. What is wrong with NB? Why did he do this? Maybe it's that character software Amain installed. I don't know why he would think that Kariko would want such things. Sana was blocked from his next destination. You probably don't mean to enter here, kid. A young policeman stopped Sana with a polite but intimidating voice. Sana hastily confirmed his position on the map. He wasn't in the wrong place. No, this is right. You're a little too young to have a hobby like this. Oh! The policeman noticed Sana's rank from his uniform. I didn't realize you were a captain. Go on ahead. The policeman saluted and opened the road. Thank you. Sana entered the alley and went up the stairs to a building. Sana stood in front of the door and confirmed again that it was the destination. At the door there was no nameplate, so he didn't know what it was. He rang. The door opened and a strange man appeared. Our shop is members only. Do you have a referral? NB. Oh, Mr. NB. I have been waiting. Come in. He was ushered in. The armored shutter in front of him opened, and a door closed behind him with a heavy sound. But there was a dead end in front of him. Sana suddenly felt a light shock. Oh, it's a transfer. He felt that because it was a cheap transfer machine. He had experienced it several times in many commercial places. Sana arrived in what looked like a cheap hotel waiting room. Wait here. On the sofa that the man pointed him to was a woman in evening wear. She had tiger-like makeup on and she was pretty. Hey, is he a customer? That's right. Two women came out wearing corsets. Well then, come with us, pretty boy. The two of them dragged him to a transfer gate. Kariko kept staring at the door that Sana entered. Amain had no idea why she looked at it puzzled. But Kariko had heard from others what this place was. Dream. This is a dream. This isn't happening, just a dream. We can make it a dream if you like, a female voice called out. Is that? Amain looked and saw three women smiling with whips. The three people stood to block their way, and a small vibration sound was heard from the whips they carried. The woman who had been sitting next to Sana with tiger-like makeup came out one step ahead. Oh, is that you, Amain? Yumino. Wow! Long time no see, Amain. The woman called Yumino jumped over to Amain and hugged her. Wait, is that Amain Konak? Do you know her, Yumi-chan? The other two powered down their whips. I'm happy you finally came to visit. I've been waiting for you forever, but you never came. I didn't come to play. Too bad. Because you're not going to escape. Yumino not only clung to Amain, but also to Kariko's hands firmly. The other two women quickly surrounded them. Relax, you might look good in leather. It might suit you, demon instructor. They began to drag them off to the transfer gate. Sorry to have kept you waiting. This is the data NB-sensei requested. The intense man pointed to a 2-centimeter thick black cube in the palm of his hand. Put your hand on the cube. Sana put his palm on the cube. The cube snapped onto Seina's palm. What? Oh, is this the first time you've done this? It's okay. It's not fused to your body. It's sticking to the surface and spreading out till it's thinner than a nanometer. No need to panic. He looked at and touched his palm but saw no traces of it. Later, if you touch the key program to unlock it, it will be rebuilt. Okay, but this data is Seina was concerned about the legality of the contents of the data. Oh, you do not need to worry. It's personal hobby data. Nothing illegal. The intense man said with a laugh. So, do you want to play while you're here? The woman with the man put her hand on Seina as she asked him. Hey, cool it. This is not that kind of customer. He isn't age fixed. He's a genuine minor. The intense man pulled the woman's hand off as one would swat away a kitten's paw. Go out through the gate at the end. Please be careful not to get lost as the transfer destination will be different from where you entered. Bye. Come and see me as an adult. Thanks. I guess. Seina went into the gate that the man pointed at. It's a shame I could have shown him what a real girl was like. The woman said. Actually, I hear he lives with some of the most beautiful women there are. You are probably a 5 to him. That's an awful thing to say. You're my manager. Ha 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 ha, but it's true. Hey, where did Yumino go? The man launched a monitor. What the? In front of the monitor, the women who had dragged off Kariko and Amain were tied up with their own whips. Phew. I'm finally done. Seina saw everything was checked off on the list. He sat down on a bench. What the heck is wrong with NV? I'm going to have Irma do a serious scan on that thing. Oh, what's wrong with it? Huh? Seina heard a voice and looked up to find Irma looking at him. Wow, that was close. Kariko and Amain sat on the bench where Seina was sitting previously. I didn't know you knew such awesome techniques. It's just basic GP capture and evasion techniques. How do you know that girl anyways? She used to model with me. Oh, look over there. Amain pointed off in the distance. Kariko looked and saw Seina with Irma walking side by side. No way. Seina bought all that to go on a date with Irma. Well, I don't think that's it. Philosophers have a reputation for this sort of thing. And Irma is Eri's secretary. So maybe it's Eri. Oh, is that why Eri suddenly came over last night? Less talk, more following. We're gonna lose them. Oh, so you're looking for gifts? I never thought I'd run into you here, Irma. Don't worry, I'll keep it a secret. Why don't I help you out? Ha ha ha. Well, no pressure or anything. Behind them, Amain and Kariko followed. Hey, Seina, I know a great place. A little hole in the wall that Eri showed me once. Let's go. Oh! Well, I already checked every place online, so... Oh no, it's not listed online. Oh! Well, I guess it can't hurt to check. Alright then, let's go. The transfer pad is right over there. Irma pulled Seina into a transfer pad on the side of the street. Where did they go? Irma must have noticed us. She won't be able to escape a first-class detective like me. Former and second class. Who cares? Let's go. We have to find them. Wait a minute. Kariko accessed the transfer gate management system and tried to find out where they had gone, but it wasn't clear. Seina, it's over here. She pointed to a large bazaar in a park across from the highway in front of them. Let's go. Irma took him by the hand and led him. There are so many bargains here. It's mostly used in junk items, but there are some retired craftsmen and technicians who sell their handmade goods to the general public. Their work is top-notch. Oh, is it really that good? It's good enough that professional buyers come here for their purchases, so I'm sure you will find something good. But there are so many shops, I feel like I'll get lost. Well, at least we have time. They came to a stall with stuffed toys. A stuffed doll. This would be perfect for Matoto. But maybe not for Sito. The stuffed animals there were, of course, not imitations of the Earth's animals. There were some that he had seen in Sito's ship and some he had seen from images, but he had no idea what most of them were. What's wrong? Irma noticed Seina was distracted. He noticed the dolls had no seams and the material it was made of quickly regained its shape when squished, and it also felt a little warm. Oh, nothing. This is just some amazing technology. Have you found one you like? It is a bit difficult to choose. Then let's move on. We can always come back. No need to decide now. Irma smiled. They went looking for another good shop. Oh! Sana stopped at a certain tent shop. Things from the earth were lined up there. Sup, bro? Is there anything here you like? A girl with a big scarf wrapped around her head and big sunglasses and blue jean overalls over an olive shirt called to him. Oh, this looks interesting, Irma said as she examined something. Hey Sana, wouldn't this be great for tea or alcohol? It's a very good shape to put in a wine cooler and cool it. What? That, said Sana unconsciously. He was very familiar with the item she had. Irma smiled as she showed it off. As a hospital regular, it gave him a sense of nostalgia. Irma, that's... Bah. Yes, that is certainly a nice use for it. The girl laughed hard. Is that so? Is it a rare item? Should I buy it? Irma said, smiling. Sana held back the urge to say what it was. No, Irma-san. It's very common. Kariko and I are earthlings, and Amain and Eri are also familiar with its usage on the earth, and that is a bit off. Oh, is that so? Should I put it back? Hey bro, quit getting in the way of my business. Then don't sell stuff like this. By the way, that's a brand new one, right? Sana cried in a loud voice. Yeah, something like that. You're not just going to let someone use that for tea, are you? Shit. Maybe. The girl thought about it for a while. Why did you have to ruin my fun so soon, Sana? What do you mean? Why do you know my name? She called you that a while ago, and we're dealing with things from the earth, and there's no one who doesn't know your name, Sana. Oh, I see. Fuhu, but you could use it for that. You never know. It might become its main use here. She said. Please don't do that. Sana appealed to the girl. I don't intend to disturb your business, but please don't sell those to be used for drinks. Fine, but it's not my job to see how they use these items once they buy them. Tell you what. I'll give you something if you just go away. So you're doing this intentionally? Sana thought that further persuasion seemed pointless. He looked inside the store and found a bell attached to a small ribbon. He pointed at it. I'll take that. Okay then. Pleasure doing business with you, bro. The girl smiled. Oh look, it's Sana and Irma too. Eri came up to them holding a big backpack. Eri, what kind of hello is that? I just didn't expect to see you at such a place. Although Irma did tell me you told her about this place. Eri, are you here shopping? Irma asked. I'm doing some shopping for the restaurant. From Eri's backpack, an animal like a bird with a long neck looked out and stared at Sana. From the backpack, a number of muffled small barks echoed. Maybe she's adopting some pets. I'm sure those aren't for the shop. Sana quickly shook his head to stop thinking about it. Never mind me. You two seem to be getting along well. Oh, no, it's not like that. She's helping me pick out presents for my friends. Huh. Gifts? Really, Irma? Wow. Well, this is the best place for that. Suddenly Eri started a brochure monitor. Eri pointed to a necklace. Get me this. What? Well then I'll be waiting for you to bring it by tonight. Eri waved and ran off. What was that about? That's just how Eri is. But she has a good point. Women love jewelry. Oh! Right. Sana looked at the pamphlet that Eri left with him. However, the necklace pointed to by Eri was unbelievably expensive. No way am I buying that. Sana looked around for a store. Oh! Sana, who noticed something, took Irma's hand and ran for the store. Oh! Irma turned red as she noticed him holding her hand. Hey, Sana, slow down. They went into the stylish jewelry shop, which was built by refurbishing a large 2-story bus. Wow, this is cute. Irma saw a necklace she liked. It's nice. I rarely buy accessories, but if that were for me, I know I would. Oh, oops. I'm here to help you shop. I got carried away looking for me. No, your input has been extremely helpful. Sana specifically began thinking about to whom he would gift to the various reasonably priced jewelry pieces in the showcase. Irma. Huh. Suddenly, Irma, who had been smiling, changed her expression to an odd one. A man's voice came to her. They were using a biometric communication that was hard to intercept, but only worked over short distances. Irma tried to look around for them and spotted them. Why are you following me? We're here to help you escape. Oh, really? Are you sure you're not here to make sure I don't get away either? Don't flatter yourself. I don't need your help. You better hope not. A lot of people are counting on you. They broke off communication and disappeared. Irma. Huh? Irma snapped back to reality and noticed Sena looking at her anxiously. I haven't eaten since last night. Can we take a break? Oh. Okay. I was just busy thinking about what to buy. Why don't you think about it while we take a break? I don't have any idea what to buy myself. But I've got some ideas, but I'm way too hungry. Well, then shall we go? Irma diverted her eyes from Sena and walked out of the store. No sign of Irma here either. Amain and Kariko were pursuing Sena and Irma by trying various transfer gates destinations and looking for clues. Fortunately, white wows were rare, so it was relatively easy to find witnesses. Which way did they go? If Sena had taken NB, it would have been easier to find him, but... Wait, he didn't? Where did NB go? Maybe we should try to access it? No time. We have to find him. Amain thought about it a bit and chose the most likely destination, and soon they transferred again. Sena and Irma bought some small snacks from the bazaar and went to a nearby park with big trees. It was a quiet place where you couldn't hear the sound of cars running on the highway or the noise of people nearby. They sat on the bench. Irma was watching the scenery with some bottled tea in her hands. About 30 minutes later, Sena finished eating. He drank his drink and took a big breath before quickly looking at Irma's appearance. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Something seemed off about Irma as she smiled. Hey, Sena, please go shopping without me, okay? But what about you? I'm tired. I need to rest a bit. Eri kept us all last night, so let me rest here. Hurry, if you don't, then the things you want might be sold out. Oh, that's right. Okay. I'll see you in a while. See you soon. Sena threw away his trash and ran to the nearby transfer gate. Irma took out a small handgun from her coat pocket and stared at it sadly. Okay, thank you. Amain and Kariko finally reached the gate where Sena and Irma came out last. Someone had spotted him and Irma in a nearby park. Let's go. When Sena came back, there was quite a line in that accessory shop. However, it seemed that the customer base had changed over to a less rich crowd than before. I wonder if they still have them. Excuse me, if you want to get in that store, the end of the line is over there. A man who seemed to be in charge of queuing customers said to Sena with a polite tone. It seems that the situation here is quite different from when I came a while ago, because the owner of this store is here making an appearance. Sena looked past the man. There was an elderly person who was talking with customers and a woman who was her secretary. Coincidentally, the secretary looked at Sena and smiled. Surprised, Sena bowed to her reflexively and turned to leave. Please wait, Mr. Sena Yamada. The secretary who was in the store rushed towards him. You're Sena Yamada, right? Yes, how do you do? Did you by chance want something from here? Yes, that's right, but I saw you looking at it a while ago. I saved it for you. Well, but... The woman invited Sena inside the store. Everyone lined up outside gazed at him, surprised. Oh, are you a customer? The old owner smiled towards Koyuki, the secretary, and Sena. Sena bowed. Yes, thank you for letting me in. The secretary bowed to the old owner and her guests and took Sena to the back of the shop. Here you go. The back of the store seemed to be a compressed space larger on the inside, and there was a space like a small exhibition room that seemed to be too big to fit in the large two-storied bus. There were lots of accessories and glittery decorations in the glass pillar case. It was nothing but fine items, much more elaborately made and expensive than those NB and Eri asked for. If you would like them, we will sell them to you at an amount that isn't much more than the ones you were looking at earlier. The woman said with a smile. Sena's face was filled with anxiety. No, I couldn't. Nothing was free, and it was unnatural for him to get things so cheap. I am sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Koiki Tatsuki. I'm a member of the Tatsuki royal family of Jurai. Oh, you are? Phew. The items lined up here and the items in the store are products that the craftsman wanted to make, but they're the prototypes the craftsman made before the final release. The materials are actually cheap and the jewelry is all synthetic. Koiki noticed Seina's anxiety and explained the reason for the cheapness. But they're very beautiful and the workmanship is superb. And they're very rare. Please sit down. I want to show you something. Koiki pointed to a high chair like one used in a bar. When Seina sat on the chair, a large glass display case appeared from the ceiling. Wow, it's beautiful. Pearls ranging from 1 centimeter to 10 centimeters floated in the pillar. It was like a wide variety of marbles. These are made of amber found only on Jirai. Amber? The resin of the trees there that solidified in the ground and became fossils. When amber is made into jewelry, it is polished like other precious stones, but these came naturally in this shape. I don't know much about amber at all, so I'm not quite sure, but isn't that rare? Yes, although it has different shades of colors. Most amber here is a sort of caramel color, but as you can see here we have a variety of colors and some are unique to Jirai. In particular the ones that are naturally spherical. Oftentimes they were given to royalty as gifts. Really? They must be very expensive. Don't think of the price. It's pointless. These are not normally for sale. They're all a part of my private collection, so all I will charge is the basic jewelry setting fees and the cost of the case. Is that really okay? They're so valuable. Seina was naturally uneasy. It may be bad business, but there are enough for me to spare a few to give my acquaintances. Even if I am an acquaintance, today is only our first meeting, isn't it a bit soon? I'm sorry, Minaho and Ringo often talk about you, and I bet your gifts are probably gifts for them. I think they would enjoy it. Oh! Seina noticed something. Are the customers who are waiting outside? Yes, people who want amber pearls of their own. Whenever the owner comes out, they swarm her to get to know her. In other words, those who didn't know that the actual owner was Koyuki rushed to the old lady. So am I right? Are you giving gifts to those who took care of you with your first paycheck? Why would you assume that? There are many such customers at this time of the year. Half of the customers you saw this morning were doing that, and they're half of our business. It's how we manage to stay so popular in such an unadvertised place. It's all word of mouth. Oh, I see. So I definitely would like to let you purchase these, Seina. Okay. But such a valuable item, is it okay for them to wear it after I give them it? Seina worried that if they wore it they would be mugged for showing off as being rich, and he knew that if his luck was involved the probability would go up. Plenty of people wear fakes. I think they will be okay. Really? An ordinary person can't tell from a glance the difference, but of course, the real thing has a nano-sized serial number and many small fine features that are kept in a secret ledger, but it's not available to the public. Oh, so then it's fine. All right. Seina, if you don't mind, please tell me who you're giving gifts to, so I can help you decide to fit their tastes and pick a good color for them. Koyuki then started to access her customer list for all her stores. They must have stopped around here. Hey, beautiful lady, where you going? Buy something? Kuriko went wide-eyed when she saw who was calling her. Washu. Kuriko blurted out after seeing, but Washu put her index finger on her lips and covered Kuriko's mouth. Are you looking for Seina? Did you see him? Kuriko asked in a loud voice. He was with a white wow girl about an hour ago, but I saw him here alone a while ago, so he must still be here. Okay, thank you. Oh, Kuriko. Amain caught Kuriko as she tried to run off. Wouldn't this be great to have? Amain had the bottle that Irma had wanted before. Amain, just as Seina, Kuriko also knew what it was. It would be great for putting drinks in. Don't say such a stupid thing. This is. Da ha 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 ha. By the way, that's not brand new. It's used. The girl laughed. Kuriko turned pale blue and panicked. How can you sell such things? Was it at least properly washed and sterilized? You don't want to drink alcohol out of that Amain. That's the same reaction Seina had. The white wow was trying to use it the same way too. Please do not sell such things, please. But I got it from the waste bin at a nearby hospital. It's entirely possible Seina may have been the one to have used it. You sure you don't want to buy it? No, I do not have such a fetish. Oh well, things were getting dull at the old Masaki house. Neither Tenchi nor Aika were doing anything interesting. So I thought I'd have a bit of fun. Amain, put that down. Kariko picked up the bottle from Amain, ignoring the girl, and put it down and dragged Amain away from the store. We have to find Sena. As Kariko left, a young man and women picked up the urine bottle. This couple saw Amain messing with it earlier, and that made them want to buy it. How much is this? The lady lifted the bottle. By the way, they thought it was supposed to be used the same way as Amain did. It works every time. Nahaha. Washu did not mean to be malicious. She was only interested in how people in space would use the things from Earth. Amain and Kariko spotted Sena entering a transfer gate. They quickly ran to catch him but didn't make it in time. They went in to go after him, but it beeped and no transfer was done. Why? The transfer gate is blocked. Then we go to the nearest gate. It's also blocked. Then we run. Amain jumped out of the gate and started running. Kariko followed her. Irma was sitting on the bench staring at the handgun she had with cold eyes. The little birds around her flew off. Irma hid the pistol in her pocket. Sorry I took so long. Sena came up to her with a case full of valuables. Irma stood up to greet him expressionlessly. There were so many stores. I got lost, ahahaha. But the shop owner gave me some advice. Sena-kun, those gifts. Who are they for? Well, tell me. I'll make sure they get them. Irma took out the gun from her pocket slowly and aimed it at Sena. What? The moment he saw the black muzzle of the gun, his body stiffened. He tried to say something, but no sound came out. His ears rang. I see. You're still traumatized from the last time this happened. Irma's cold tone and eyes overlapped with Terrence in his mind. He wanted to think that it was a dream or a joke. But ironically, Sena's intuition was telling him that the crisis in front of him was genuine. The ringing in his ear stopped. He calmed down. There were only two people there, Irma and Sena. In other words, the only victim was Sena. On the Renamiku, Matoto and the crew were there. He had been paralyzed by the fear that they would be killed. But this time it's just me. Please, don't try and run. Irma sighed sadly, looking at Sena. Whenever he gets something, he loses it too soon. He's too used to it. Irma remembered what she had said about him when Mickey died. Irma remembered the way he acted when she took him to the dorm. He seemed to be in the same mood. Irma had emptied a hole in Sena that she had helped fill with their many encounters. Now I'm the cause. Irma, who wanted to fill those vacant holes, felt buried by the guilt of making one. If you were just another GP crew member, I wouldn't have had to do this. Irma said. If I hadn't gone into space, I would have never met you, Irma, or everyone else. I have no regrets. But then I never would have had to point a gun at you. I'm sorry you have to do this, Irma. I don't know why you're doing it, but I'm sorry, Sena said sadly. He wasn't worried about his own luck, but that he was a bother to Irma. Sena, why did it have to be you? But I'm glad that I came here, although there were sad things, it was really fun. I felt alive. I really thought. You fool. Irma shouted, and the next moment, a strange thing happened to Irma's body. How can you say such a thing? Stop it. Her voice changed in the middle of her talking. Ryoko. In front of Sena, Irma changed into Ryoko Balta. I am also Irma. Sena. Life with you. It was fun. I wanted to stay like that as long as I could, if I could. From Ryoko's eyes, tears were overflowing. For me, this was finally a place where I could live as myself. Ryoko had realized this the other night in her room on her ship as she looked at the picture she had taken with Sena. However, Ryoko held the handgun with both hands. However, if she didn't shoot Sena, her crew and their families would be in danger. However, why? Why won't you run away? Ryoko screamed. She was convinced that Sena wouldn't run away. Sena looked straight at Ryoko without any emotion, the same as back when Mickey died. Sena was ready to take the little bit of happiness he had and end his life for her. At that time, what Ryoko felt was not guilt, it was lament. Ryoko Balta. Hurry up. The agents surveying her sent a biometric communication that time was running out. If she wasted any more time, it would be recognized as betrayal, and her crew and their family may have been executed. Ryoko lost the power in her hands and her grip loosened. It's no use. Ryoko smiled silently. She chose Sena over her crew. Ryoko. She got a short distance away from Sena and put the gun to her own head. What are you doing? The surveillance person was confused by Ryoko's behavior. Sorry. When Ryoko went to pull the trigger, a loud siren sound rang out. Sena, we found you. A mini patrol car rushed and came in between Sena and Ryoko. Why are you on a date with Irma and not me? Wait, what? Main shouted. As she jumped out of the car, she and Kariko were surprised when they saw Ryoko. Ryoko Balta. Pew. Ryoko immediately shot her handgun at Kariko. A moment before that, Main moved in front of them to guard her and Sena and her guardian blocked it. A GP Special Forces platoon jumped out of the nearby gate and turned their guns on Ryoko. Ryoko Balta. Surrender. Ignoring the captain's words, Ryoko fired at the Special Forces while activating her own guardian. Be careful, it's an S-class guardian. As Ryoko's guardian was supplied by Eri, even though it was going against the Special Forces, it would be a challenge for them. However, the end came abruptly. Ryoko's guardian attacked one of the Special Forces' guardian. It broke theirs instantly. One of the members of the Special Forces shot off an energy bomb at her. Boom. The energy bomb bypassed her guardian and evaporated Ryoko's upper body in an instant. Don't look. Kariko shielded Sena's eyes. Ryoko-san. Sena heard what he knew could only be the sound of Ryoko's lower body collapsing to the ground. Main was reporting what had happened to Eri, who had arrived on the scene. How's he doing? Main leaned against Kariko, who was taking care of Sena, who was stunned. Kariko, Sena, are you all right? Eri came into the armored trailer that had arrived to keep them safe. A bag containing Ryoko's body was carried in a stretcher in front of Sena, who had sat down on a small bench installed on the walls of the van. Eri. Kariko was angry at the insensitivity of Eri putting the body with Sena, but Eri ordered the van to start without saying anything. The armored car began moving. Sena remained silent, taking out a package from his bag. What is that? Kariko asked. Sena slowly opened his mouth. I wanted to thank the people who took care of me with my first paycheck. Is that why you went to that bazaar? Irma helped me find it and helped me buy things. Oh, so that's what happened. So what is this? Sena took out another package. This is Irma's and well, this is Ms. Ryoko's. Sena said, staring at the two packets. Sena-chan. Ryoko. After meeting Sito, you invited me to join you and the pirates. Of course, I wouldn't but... Sena stopped as he cried and took a deep breath and resumed speaking. Kariko, you said that the recidivism rate after catching pirates was small. Is that why? I figured if we caught you, you would have stopped being a space pirate. I thought I could give it to you. Sena-chan. Why did you do it? I don't quite understand. Sena rose slowly and tried to place the two packets on Ryoko's body. The dead body bag suddenly moved. Wah! Kaya! Sena and everyone else fell on the floor. What? Main shouted loudly, pointing to the body bag moving. Oh, well about that. Eri seemed to know what was going on. Get me out of here already. NB's voice shouted from the bag. Yeah. Eri detached the seal on the bag, and the lower body of Ryoko stood up from inside and changed into a pearl-colored orb. NB? Why are you here? Sena got up. Master, when Miss Kariko drove the car between you two, I was lurking in subspace. I camouflaged myself and took Ryoko's place. So what about Ryoko? She's fine. Phew, that's good. Sena breathed a sigh of relief. Could you explain what that thing meant? Main glared at Eri. Well, I'm not sure where to start with the explanation, Eri said with a cute voice. From the very beginning. Eri, did you know that Irma was Ryoko? When did you find out? When I hired her, she was clearly a spy. We've been using her to purposely leak information to the pirates. So you've been using Irma, huh? Well, something like that, Eri said. Kariko had a complicated expression on her face. Hey Kariko-chan, it was planned that NB would have taken Sena's place if this had happened earlier. Relax. You've planned for this situation since way back then? Yeah. I was not worried much, though. From the perspective of the Daruma Guild, Sena at that time was not that big of a threat, they just sent spies. There was no reason for it, but the guild must be really suffering and Sena's bias is practically a cult, so we sort of knew this would happen eventually. We had people tailing them the whole time. Why didn't you have Sena switch this time? Was Ryoko more important than Sena? Kariko glanced at Eri with a mean look. Eri implied that saving Ryoko Balta was important because Sena was used as a tool to do it. Ryoko Balta is a popular space pirate within the GP, so it makes sense, Amain said. Still. And you even went as far as to acquire Ryoko Balta's personal data. Well, I made it from various sources. Sure, it was certain that Ryoko Balta's personal data was not made by Eri from her expression. This seems to go deeper than I thought. Amain said. Kariko nodded. The two judged that pursuing Eri further about Ryoko Balta was a waste. Eri, what will happen to Ryoko now? Everything depends on her, but Sena has decided what he wants, haven't you? Eri held out her hand. I have. Sena was puzzled for a moment, but handed the 2 packets he had to Eri. Eri placed them in the side pocket of the backpack. Oh, I just remembered we got a communication from Sirio for Sena via Kamichikyo. For me, I will defeat you. What does that mean? It seems he's joined the Daruma Guild. Sirio's father signed a business deal with them. Oh! Wow, it's just like Amain predicted. Eri-sama, if I encounter that idiot, can I blow him up without question? Ahahaha. Wow. Why are you laughing? Eri sat down next to Sena and leaned on him. We can't. Humans have freedom of travel here. Even if he's an idiot, we should respect that. And well, even if he is a space pirate, the 10 and special rules still applies. That said, if he does something piratey, please don't hesitate to shoot. Now Sena, what about me? Where's my first paycheck gift? Well, I got that in my bag. Kariko-san's as well, he said, diverting his eyes from Eri. Oh, you didn't have to get me anything, Kariko said. Wait a moment. That gift, it's not what you bought before going to that bazaar, is it? Amain asked. Ah. Kariko also remembered Sena's shopping. Before going to the bazaar. No way. Sena, why did you go buy underwear and adult toys? Who was that for, and that other dubious place too? That was all NB. NB? Master, you promised to keep it a secret. No, I promised to pick it up. Why did you make me go to such strange places? I was so embarrassed. NB. You. Kariko approached with the face of a demon instructor. Aya. I was forced to buy someone else. It was Eri. I couldn't stop it. She took control over NB. It was Kirchi who was manipulating NB when he said that last part. Eri-sama. I can explain. Eri ran to try to get out of the van. Get her. Kariko grabbed Eri and looked at her with an evil expression. Ah. The pathetic Eri was caught by Kariko and dragged from the armored trailer to the interrogation room inside the GP ship which the trailer had been loaded on. She looked like prey caught by a carnivorous beast. Help me! Eri desperately shouted, but all the special forces on the ship sided with Kariko, so no one tried to help Eri.